Hello everybody and welcome to the Wetro's Gamer Zone. My name is Pete and I will be talking you through the next 3 Wetro games on my list. This game is known as Wolfenstein 3D. Looking back into the past, this is the original Wolfenstein 3D main menu. This game was initially released in 1992. It was episode based. There were 6 episodes to choose from, and also the difficulty settings being the very most difficult one to bring it on. Don't Hurt Me, which was a little bit more, easier, but not too easy. Still had a bit of a challenge to it. And the gameplay I almost always play is the easiest one. Now this game also added where you could push walls back in order to reveal secrets, extra weapons and ammo. And usually as well, if you get 100% secrets from pushing walls back, you would also get more of a score. Now obviously each item had its own sound effect, and obviously knowing where to go and what to do, some levels were like an impossible maze and some were just simple. Also, this is the exit where it takes you to this screen and you will end up getting your results. You want to get 100% on all 3 if you can. Now we do have to eat some dog food in a minute, but I'll explain about that a bit later. Now when you get to other episodes, things start to switch because you see enemies that are firing weapons at you from their arms. They're not holding anything in their hands, but they are pretty scary. They don't even look human. And there's obviously another secret. Remember, these secrets will hold, there you go, better weaponry. So yeah. And of course there's these enemies, which go, Beyond! And they just say thank you when you eliminate them. So basically, these will take up a lot of your health if you're under fire with one. Just remember, if one turns up in front of you, or beside you, or behind you, you have to make sure you eliminate them at your very first possible opportunity. And you can see their health goes down pretty rapidly. Now you can get plates of food, proper medical kits, or dog food. Courting people from behind there, getting more treasure, and each level has its own individual texture, which makes you think, wow, this looks like a very good maze. So this is Wolfenstein 3D, and basically some mazes are easy to get through, some are really complicated, and once again we have to eat dog food if we want to progress through this game. Only kidding, it's just one of the ways of healing up. Right, the next game is a 2D game called Hocus Pocus in 1994. Now basically you're presented with a very amazing title screen and then a menu. where you can also press arrow keys to get to where you want to be. This is what the gameplay looks like. It's a 2D action firing platform game where you have to avoid things like lava, little crocodiles, mushrooms, other enemies, and also you have to collect the treasure. You can even fire away at weak walls as well. You can obviously you have to avoid firepower from other monsters. You have to listen to what the wizard says, even if nothing what he says actually does anything for you. But besides collecting and avoiding, you can win the levels by collecting all the keys, or actually no, it's the actual crystals. But the keys can get you the crystals, obviously, if you get enough of them. Because basically, the more keys you get, the more doors, and obviously the more crystals, the more you win the game. There is this bubble, of course, which takes you to secret places, and when you get it, you actually go to a secret area where you can jump in the treasure chest and collect all the treasure. You will be faced with all kinds of different enemies. Some levels can be like puzzles that are difficult to work your way through because you may not be able to find your way around. At the end of each episode of levels there is a boss, only I haven't included it in the gameplay because it does take a lot even for me to reach the boss. You do get weapon power-ups that either fire out rapid firepower, or one fireball will destroy a series of enemies, and also you can top it up by finding a brand new potion. Remember, this is Hocus Pocus, it's all about potions, so it's not you destroying the enemies, it's the potions doing it. This is Hocus Pocus. Next we have Commander Keen. Secret of the Oracle. Now basically this was the fourth Commander Keen game after the first trilogy, which was going back a bit. If you remember the Sound Blaster and the Abai, which was like sound cards obviously back in the 90s, on Commander Keen you fired these fireballs. It only knocked the enemies out. So they had like, the birds and the flies flying around their heads. Like they do in cartoons when people just like get knocked out. Well, it's like it on this game. These are like levels, 2D platform, where you got to make it from one end of the level to the other. You do get a map where you get to choose what level you want to play, but just remember, if you pick a level to play on this game, you might want to try out the level if you've never seen it, but just assess yourself with that level, because even if you can't do it first time, you might be able to do it one of the next times you play. Because each level, you can't guarantee whether you'll be able to complete it or not. And obviously, nothing is clear until you know every single stone in order to unturn it. So whether you're climbing, jumping down places, getting keys, eliminating enemies, avoiding enemies' leftovers, firepower, chasing after you, all that, solving the complicated maze, getting under the mushroom, you should be fine. And if you arrive at a door, just make sure you have the key, because I've often done that and not had the key. It reminds me that I did all that on Command the Key, and this is what I end up doing afterwards. Sorry, Commander Key. Nothing against ya, but it's just, you know, it's a video game thing, isn't it? It was either this keen, or get ate by the fish. Also, White, there's an ice level where basically you've got to jump on the ice blocks, White, whilst they're at their strongest strength, whilst climbing to the top. You get spikes and all kinds of traps, some may be hidden, and yeah, jumping up will just put you on the next platform. You have a pogo stick if you need more of a jump. You can shoot up. I'm sure you can shoot down as well, left and right. But you have a lot more flexibility over your weapon than you do on most two-dimensional platform games. Some levels are like these indoor brick places where you get way more traps, including drippers that drip like things at you. And obviously you want to avoid these at all costs and try to get the treasure if you can. But if you're not focused on your score, then just focus on getting off the level. You get chocolate bars, water drops, donuts, and other forms of treasure in these levels as well. There is a very scary, fast monster on this level that you've got to watch out for. If you encounter his presence, you will be done for. Also, there's a cloud that comes to life and tries to fire lightning at you. But just, you know, run away from him. There's woks that try to chase after you. Just run away from them. Unless, with the woks actually, you can knock them out. With the clouds, you can't. This is another way of completing a level. Obviously, he just thanks you and asks you to return to the map. You say yes, no sweat, whatever. And then you're back to the shadows. You'll always get a K flag when you complete. You'll get extra people who unlock things for you. Obviously, you've got to find where that item is. But these levels look very tropical as well. Always remember, don't do that. Don't swim either.